Hey, good evening, guys. This is your man, Real Deal, Steven Steele, coming to you live for another After Hours edition of Steven Steele Live. Good to see you guys. It is technically Thursday, June 17th, but in my mind, until I've woken up into the next day, it's still Wednesday night, folks. So in that case, happy hump day, happy hump eve. Good to see you guys. If you could just take a moment to hit that like button. Takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. And it's the number one thing you can do to help a new emerging channel like this get up in front of more viewers. So please take a moment to do that. If you're new here, I'd like to welcome you, encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also, if you feel compelled to super chat anytime throughout this broadcast, feel free to ask whatever questions or comments you want. And obviously, those are hugely appreciated for my time and efforts. Who do we got in here? We got Scott, of course. We got Isaac Castillo, Ariel, Jeremy, Matthew, Pat, Nichols, and the list goes on. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Cray, Astro Spray coming in to the moon. Yes, indeed. So for now, I just decided to forego the chart and put that meme in its place. I think that pretty much sums it up, folks. Sums it up where we've been lately and where we're going to be for a bit. And that's not a bad thing. There's actually, when you look at it from the standpoint of it holding a resilience of a floor over 30 cents, that's a really good sign. It's not going down. It's hanging tough at a strong floor of 30 cents, no matter what kind of gets thrown its way. This is a really good sign. This is a really good floor to have. It exhibits a lot of strength in the community, a lot of people that are firm holders, despite what anything else that's going on. And that is a great foundation on which to base the next parabolic rise off of, guys. Jeremy, yes. Mr. Usall, yes. When in doubt, zoom out, Alan Schneider says. That is what my friend Upshot always says as well, and it's great advice and a great saying. Upshot right now on vacation in San Francisco. I saw him posting pictures of fajitas from San Fran. I saw him posting pictures of him at a Tesla dealership out there. But he said he was just looking. Me, once Doge goes to $2, I will buy a Cybertruck. I wonder if it's possible to make a Cybertruck that can go plaid. That would be a pretty tall order, I would think. Let's see here. Oh, and guys, memberships are now available, and feel free to join our ranks on the membership levels through the link pinned at the top of the chat. You can do that. Unicornucopia, welcome. Good to see you guys. And those of you who are on Twitter, if I could just ask a small favor of you, if you could retweet the stream, that really does help a lot. If I could just ask you to retweet the stream, that really does help get the word out. So I'm going to put that link in the chat right here, and appreciate that, guys. Yes, a few different, very interesting things I wanted to cover tonight and talk with you guys about. And feel free to just shoot me with any questions you have as well. And so just settle in, and we're gonna just have a good time and rock and roll. So get settled in with your tea or your stiff cocktail or whatever your pleasure is. I'm a tea man, so that's what I'm doing. I heard the Cybertruck has amazing torque, Alan says. I've heard the same, and the reviews I've read too echo that opinion as well. Let's see. Top of the stories. Mr. Michael Saylor, Sailor Moon, as we like to call him, who is made a pretty well-deserved reputation for himself as being a pretty opinionated Bitcoin maximalist, has been evolving some of his perspectives on cryptocurrency, as it would seem. He just revealed on an episode of CNBC's Fast Money, where he sees cryptocurrency going in the future. And this was yesterday, and he was initially asked why certain software firms keep buying Bitcoin, and which he described it as digital gold digital gold on a big tech network. Predicted it'll be adopted by billions worldwide. I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. But then when it got more interesting, they pushed one of the interviewers, the co-host, the guy named Guy Adami, brought up the topic of Bitcoin maximalism, which was really interesting because I've never seen before, a reporter on a mainstream media venue speak of the lingo of maximalism in the context of cryptocurrency. So that was pretty interesting just to see. Hey, Nurse Terry Reed, welcome. She says, just finished my Peloton workout. Whoa, sweaty and listening to my favorite dude. Awesome. Welcome, Nurse Terry Reed. It's good to see you back. Yeah, the Peloton's no joke. So somebody's Matthew's having a good strong cup of coffee. That's a bold move at this hour, my friend. And I'm telling you, as someone that's made that, been making those kind of decisions lately, but I'm coming off of both sugar and caffeine right now, and boy, is it a discipline. But it's something I got to do. So anyway, as I was saying, Michael Saylor on this interview on CNBC was asked by the co-host on Fast Money, Guy Adami, brought the topic of Bitcoin maximalism, and he, probed Michael Saylor for his thoughts on this topic, and also on Ethereum, and asking if there was room in his firm's strategy for Ethereum as well. And then, so Michael Saylor responded by saying that he saw Bitcoin as digital property and the most valuable and dominant network, comparing it to building block foundations of an ecosystem. And this was his exact quote. He said, think of it as like granite blocks of cyber Manhattan. Then you've got digital currency that is like Tether and stablecoins. They want to be money markets in cyberspace. Then you've got digital applications like Ethereum. And this is where it gets interesting. He asserted that there was a place for different crypto assets. And he said, I think that as the market starts to understand these things, there's going to be a place for everybody. So that was interesting. This was the first time I've ever heard Michael Saylor echo such sentiments. I think it's very encouraging. I actually think he went a little too far, in my opinion, saying there's a place for everybody. I don't know if I want a place for every super sketchy, questionable BSC, and I'm sure Michael would agree with me there. Scott Herforth, welcome to membership, my friend. Welcome. I'm glad you finally made the leap. And so, yes, enjoy. Got the lean green on the scene, if you know what I mean. Looking good on you, Scott. And if you go to the emoticon button at the bottom of your screen, you will see a whole new world awaits you, my friend. So Saylor then outlined his thinking in a poll. So he had a poll, and he has over 1 million Twitter followers, and he asked them, do you expect the price of Bitcoin to appreciate more than 6% annually over the next 7 years? Well, I think that's pretty safe to say. Yeah, I mean, most everybody thinks that's going to be the case. And so obviously the overwhelming results of that poll were that, yes, to 90%. But we are seeing, I think, a change in gears in Michael Saylor's strategy going forward here. I think if he continues to evolve in this manner towards a bit more diplomacy, I think it's very smart. I think it's very smart. I think it's very savvy. And I think it appears anyway, that he's starting to recognize this. So we'll see going forward. But right now, obviously, Bitcoin is still the most dominant. And, you know, most of us do not have a problem with Bitcoin. We love Bitcoin. We just think that there's a strong place in the market for things like Ethereum and Dogecoin, etc. And, you know, the problem is when you're talking to people that just simply don't think that. They think that Bitcoin's the only way, and that there's no other room for legitimate room for other cryptocurrencies in the market. And this to me is just wild, because Bitcoin, and this is something Michael Saylor won't talk about, Bitcoin does have some limitations that can't get the basis covered here. And that's where other cryptocurrencies such as Dogecoin and Ethereum are really going to step up to the plate, especially going forward. And we're already seeing it. We're already seeing it in so many magnificent, magnificent ways. There you go, Scott. Matthew says, flip Bitcoin. Yes, I mean, I think we are on the beginning stages of the beginning of the end of Bitcoin dominance, guys. I think we're on the beginning end of that. I think it's going to be a while yet, but I really do strongly feel that this Dogecoin Ethereum merger is really going to be the most significant game changer in the entire crypto market for a long time. A long time. And so, yeah, and I just really feel I can't emphasize how important of a development I think that is, guys. Scott says, for some reason, I didn't know memberships were available. Yet I was really busy with work for the last few weeks. Story time about camp was cool last night. I was a camp counselor for my first job. Awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, there's I upload it separately now, guys. And I'm going to do those periodically. I'm going to do periodically. I'm going to put out. I'm going to do stories based on my real life, and so you can check those out on my channel. Obviously, the last one I uploaded was called "The Lost Boys of Summer Camp." The Lost Boys of Summer Camp. It's about a half hour long, and I think it's one of the better stories I've told, and. It really puts you there. It really puts you there, and that's generally the feedback I've gotten on it so far. And yeah, so feel free to check that out. Hey, Jeremy, welcome, my friend. Welcome to membership. At last, you've crossed the Rubicon, my friend. Welcome to the other side. Welcome to Team Green, my friend. It's good to see. Good to see. And yeah, enjoy the new emoticons. Team Beefs, people are beef for the Doge. Beef Supreme snuck in here, and it's good to see the Beef Supreme pumping up the Doge, pumping up the beef, the beefs. I like that he named his token Beefs instead of beef. It's funnier to me that way. So yes, so Sailor Moon seems to be coming around, guys. Oh, yeah. And what else is going on? I'll tell you what else is going on. China is kicking out more than half of the world's Bitcoin miners. And it appears that a lot of them could very well be headed to Texas. That's right, folks. A lot of these Bitcoin miners could be headed to Texas. And that's not only going to stop at Bitcoin, that's going to extend to the Doge for sure, for Doge mining. And this could be really good news for us. Really good news for us. Nurse Terry Reed coming in big with a super chat of $20. Thank you, Nurse Terry Reed. Appreciate it. Just love you, Steven. Your show is fantastic. Just popped in to support. Thank you so much. It's always awesome to see you, Nurse Terry Reed. Thank you for the generous super chat. Kicking things off for the first super chat of the night. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. And we love you, Terry. We love you, Terry Reed, here at Steven Steele Live and throughout the Doge community in general. Yeah, I mean, you're very, very appreciated. Just a couple weeks ago, Beijing called for a severe crackdown on Bitcoin mining and trading, selling off what's being dubbed in crypto circles as the Great Mining Migration. So, Texas is showing to be one of the more ideal places for miners because of its abundance in both like solar, wind power, things like that. And plus, there's way less regulation on the market there. And the taxes are much lower. So this seems to be the most optimal destination for the crypto miners going forward into Texas. Now, hopefully we can also see an abundance coming up of American crypto miners really stepping up here. We could, I think Texas could be a great optimal hub for all this, for this activity to work out of. And overall, from what I'm seeing, Texas is one of the top places in the country that's favorable to cryptocurrency as far as laws and legislation. As we know, mining is an energy-intensive process, but it's, especially when you're talking about Bitcoin, but they're making that more efficient and more green with each and every day. But I think we're going to see a very dramatic shift, guys, over the next several months. We're going to have, governors like Abbott in Texas, who are actually very much promoting the mining. And I think it's going to become a huge industry in the United States. And I think this is a tremendous opportunity. And I don't want to turn this, and I never like to turn anything to a left versus right thing. But I think, and this shouldn't be a partisan issue, but I would love to just see just more politicians get on board with the future of digital currency and govern accordingly to create environments that are favorable for the success of it, right? That's what we want. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. China. Someone says China. Yes, Rat's Milk. Welcome, Rat's Milk. Rat's Milk says, smash that like. Let's get that party started. Yes, indeed. Which country will replace China? Vietnam, India, or Brazil? Which country will replace China? Oh man, you're asking such a huge epic question there. And I'm not I'm not a global socio-political expert. Which country will replace China? China's very powerful. I don't see any of those countries necessarily replacing it, but I think just by size and economy, I think that Brazil would be the largest of the three you named there, right? So when is the satellite being launched for Doge? I'm not sure specifically. Let me see if I can find some info on my end. I'm looking it up. I'm trying to find some more information. There's nothing super specific. Last time I looked it up, and it doesn't look like there's been any developments on the specific dates for it. All we know is that it's set to launch next year. I would expect it to launch sometime early 2022. That, from everything that I'm seeing and the hints and the progress leading up to this, I would say that we're looking at early 2022 on the Doge 1. So that's where I would look to. I think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the United States to really, we could be the crypto mining epicenter of the world, really. I think this could be an incredible opportunity. I know that Andrew Yang is running has been one of the candidates running for a mayor of New York. And from the things that I've heard him say, he's a pretty pro-crypto candidate. He's been an all-out crypto advocate, and said if elected, he would like to transform New York City into a crypto hub if he was elected mayor. And he's previously accepted crypto donations as part of when he ran for president, etc. So as far as to my knowledge, he's the only candidate running that has a chance anyway. In New York that is pro crypto, and even understands it, let alone would say that he would legislate in a way that would be pro crypto, that'd be favorable to it. So we'll see where that shakes out. I haven't been following that race super close, so I don't know if he even has a shot. Honestly, I have no idea, but I do know that election's coming up very soon. That much I do know. Let's see what's going on. Beef Supreme says, press 69 for Doge. Is Nurse already saying goodnight? Let's see here. She says she's got to crash. Steven, you rock. No, you rock, Terry Reed. Sweet dreams to you. We'll see you back here on Steven Steele Live real soon. Good to see you. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. It's one of these things that's kind of been shaping up where, as far as where cryptocurrency stands with our political leaders and parties, it's very mixed. It's pretty hard to know where people stand, and it's you can't really put a left or right bias to it because we've certainly seen anyone from Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren came out pretty full-throated against cryptocurrency and said the only cryptocurrency she would back would be the one that would be fully backed by the Federal Reserve. Big surprise there, right? So that was her perspective on it. But then, disappointingly, a couple days before that, the former president, Mr. Trump, was on Fox Business and called Bitcoin a scam. Which was disappointing. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, folks? I think the best thing we can do is, no matter which side of the aisle our politicians fall on, praise them and encourage them to embrace cryptocurrency and embrace the future. And I think the ones that are going to do that, I think history is going to look very kindly to them, and they will be seen as pioneers. Yeah. And I know what you're talking about there, Christopher. I did see some of his G7 performance. Whoa. Also, great news, guys. WAG, which is the #1 app for people hiring pet parents, and pet caretakers. It's a the most popular app for that. They just announced that they now accept Dogecoin through BitPay, and they are really excited about it. They've been just retweeting all sorts of stuff for Dogecoin, related to Dogecoin, and this is great. So WAG is on board with the Doge, and they announced, much wow, very Doge. You can now use your Doge to pay for WAG walking services. Check it out. So their Twitter page is just a flood in Shiba Inus right now, and so if you can, and you're on Twitter, go over there and give them a shout. Just say you support what they're doing and you appreciate it. That really goes a long way. It's actually a reminder for me. I'm going to retweet something by WAG announcing this too. Now that I think of it, I've already left a few comments and support on their page. So I'm going to actually RTM them as well. So it's really important for us, and I think as big companies begin to adopt, right? Not just Dogecoin, but cryptocurrency in general, that, we praise them and we let them know that we're in their corner and we appreciate it. And, if it fits within your lifestyle, what the products and services these things offer, that you will patronize, So woof, says Rick Nelson. Yes. Activate it, manifest it. I love it. Beef Supreme is like the motivational speaker, spokesman of the chat here, man. It doesn't matter what day it is. Beef Supreme comes in with big Doge energy. It doesn't matter where Doge is, if it's way up or way down or just trading sideways. He's like, the surge is coming. Manifest it. We're going to the moon. Activate the surge now. I love it. I love it. I love the tenacity. I love the consistency. Actually, those are very strong character attributes. Schmikey says, hey, Steve, I got a question for you. Have you considered the theory that Elon is propping Doge up from falling below 31? It seems like someone is keeping it from falling. Sure, I've considered that, but we've already seen Dogecoin hold its floor in the complete absence of Elon tweets about Dogecoin. It holds with or without. Dogecoin as a community is far too big for it to bottom out at this point. So I do feel that Dogecoin is holding very strongly and comfortably at a 30-cent floor, with or without Elon tweets. And plus, compared to the rest of the market, Dogecoin has been showing arguably the most resilience out of them all. How many more weeks till Sheets takes crypto? Should be soon. I'm not sure. I remember reading about that a few times. And for those who don't know, Sheets is like it's like a chain of I guess it's like gas stations slash it's like next level gas stations that have like actually like made to order food and place to sit down and eat. It's like next level. It's like a next level gas station. I guess that's what I call it. But yeah, they announced that they are going to start taking Dogecoin. I don't know when that's actually going to go into practice. I can't imagine it would be too much longer. Can't imagine it would be too much longer. Do I have any thoughts on Mark Cuban getting rug pulled a few hours ago? What? I don't even know about this. Let me check it out. I don't have any thoughts on it yet because I didn't know about it. I'm not sure because he hasn't tweeted anything out about it, so I'm not sure. Yeah, Schmeiky's right. We technically should be below 30 cents, but we're not. If you're just following Bitcoin trends. Is it true that Shiba Inu is going to be on Coinbase? Victor says. Yes, it's true, Victor. I talked about this extensively yesterday. It's going to happen. Now, Coinbase wasn't working properly for a lot of the day today, off and on, from what people were telling me. So, not quite sure what to make of that. Well, I am sure what to make of it. I've expressed it on Twitter pretty extensively what I think of it. It just takes a little bit of critical thinking to piece together the pieces of that puzzle. So I expressed what I thought of it on Twitter yesterday to a lot of fanfare and ire. And what I said was, look, I've interviewed two of the primary Doge devs now, and both of them felt that there was an inherent Coinbase prejudice against Dogecoin from the start. And to me, anyway, it seems that Sheeb, the self-described quote-unquote Dogecoin killer, was being used as a catalyst by both Bitcoin and Coinbase, was being used as a catalyst by both Binance and Coinbase to dilute Doge support in efforts to help perhaps the standing of BNB coin and Bitcoin. And then I followed that up with a question, and that question is, do you honestly think that Bitcoin would ever greenlight a token that marketed itself as the Bitcoin killer? Do you think Coinbase would ever greenlight a BSC token that marketed itself as the Bitcoin killer? And then I asked conversely, do you think that Binance would ever greenlight a BSC token that marketed itself as the BNB killer? Honestly, do you think they would? Someone just sent me the response tweet that indicates that Mark Cuban got rugged through something called Iron Finance, which is a multi-chain, collateralized, algorithmic stablecoin ecosystem. Say that 3 times as fast. Jeez Louise. I almost start hating descriptions like this for coins. It's like it just starts turning into a parody of itself in terms of word salads. Iron Finance describes itself as building a multi-chain, of partial collateralized algorithmic stablecoin ecosystem. Like, I get it, but you know what I'm saying. So somebody commented on Twitter in regards to this, said Cuban got rugged CT or himself got rugged on Iron Finance. And then Mark says, I got hit like everyone else. Crazy part is I got out, thought they were increasing the TVL enough, then bam. Wow. Wow. So let's investigate this a little bit. So let's go to Iron Finance's page and see what's going on. Yeah, you guys keep talking. A few of you guys keep talking about AMP. AMP is going to be something this year, Lucas says. Yeah, a few people have been talking about AMP. A few of you folks have been pretty optimistic about AMP. So let's check that out. Hey, Truckin' All Day, welcome. Root Base, welcome. I haven't seen Root Base in here in a minute. And I see a few new names in here tonight. I'd like to welcome you guys and encourage you to subscribe and stick around. And we got a great little community here. I'd love to have you sync up with our vision here. So I'm on Iron Finance's Twitter page right now. It's got a lot of the usual graphics with an astronaut and floating in space, and it's a generic looking rocket, blah, blah, blah. So the last thing they tweeted out was, since the price of Titan has fallen to zero, the contract does not allow for redemptions. We will need to wait 12 hours for the time clock to pass before USDC redemptions are possible again. And the feedback is not good. Wow, you guys are my first rug pull. I have to say it was absolutely epic. Brutal AF, but epic. Yeah, investors are not happy. Someone says, y'all better fix that effing Titan Matic pool so I can at least get some of my Matic back. Oof. Someone else says, complete rug pull, drained liquidity, and ran away. Was expecting it to last 1 month, but they rug pulled in 15 days. The next one is fish, I guess. Staking in your wallet is safest, even if returns are low. Such things are the real hazard of trading crypto, unfortunately. So, yeah, it looks like the reputation of Iron Finance, the reputation, the future of Iron Finance at this point is questionable. So, just watch out for those guys. Let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat here. All right. There's some Doge hate from Jack on Twitter, big time. Has he really? Has Jack specifically been taking swipes at Doge? I haven't seen any. Not that I'm a big fan of Jack from Twitter. I'm not, but I hit me to it if you've seen some more specific anti-Doge kind of stuff. What's your take on the 2nd of July rumor? Are we getting an announcement? Someone asks. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm leaning no. To me, that seems like a bit quick. I think this is what I think. I think Elon has a team, and he's wanting to make sure to announce a Dogecoin Tesla merging at its most opportune, most advantageous time for Dogecoin. I don't necessarily think that the 2nd of July is that time. I'll just leave it there. Root bases, we're at a point in crypto where rug pulls are just a part of the game. Oh, that's just really depressing and a sad conclusion to draw there. I don't think we should stand for that. I think we should speak up and, get active and to not accept rug pulls as a part of normalcy in the crypto world. Steve, did you watch Charles Hodgkinson's little dig on Elon at Lex Fridman's podcast yesterday? Yeah, someone forwarded it over to me with a timestamp, and I did see that. Not surprising. Again, then again, it was kind of surprising because here I thought Charles Hodgkinson's was finally pivoting. He's finally pivoting to greater diplomacy to move ADA forward in that way instead. Charles, I find him incredibly annoying because every step of the way, he just seems very petty. He always feels that no one recognizes him as the global genius that he is, that he should be revered like Elon Musk is revered, that his coin should be as popular, at least as popular as Dogecoin, and that Dogecoin should not even be in the same hemisphere as the almighty ADA. But as we've seen with this former partner, the other co-creator of Ethereum, feels quite differently. I would love to see those two have a debate at this point now. That to me would be really fascinating if you get Charles and Mr. Batirin in the same room to discuss these matters. Isaac Castillo coming with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that super chat, Isaac. Appreciate it, man. What's the over-under on who will double current value first? Inu or Doge? I'm betting Dogecoin, even though Inu is fractions of fractions. Dogecoin and the moon. I'm always betting on the DOGE, my man. Are you kidding me? Look, despite establishment figures being behind, basically being shadowy allies of the Shiba Inu token, I don't think it's got the distance. I just don't see it. I don't think it has the distance. Thank you again, Isaac. Appreciate it. Charles keeps putting his foot in his mouth. He's seeking clout. Rat's Milk says, yeah, I mean, that's really true. I mean, he's his own worst enemy. If he could just be more chill and not always be undeservedly dissing certain coins and lashing out at the people that could probably help him most in crypto. That's just incredible to me that he would take a dig at Elon and then he got mad and upset on a public Twitter exchange with Mark, because Mark Cuban didn't want to go to his farm and get pitched to ADA on a weekend at his farm. Back to the 2nd of July rumor. Why do you think Elon specifically decided to change his Twitter name to that? Yes, the era of Elon the Second is upon us. Elon the Second. Why did Elon change his name to the second? What do you guys think? Do you have any theories on that? Obviously, this guy or gal in the chat, Schmeike, thinks it's symbolic of the 2nd of July. It could be a joke reference to the fact that he's the second richest person in the world right now. I don't know. I don't think it's that necessarily. I'm not sure what to make of it. Erectile Reptile coming in with $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Erectile Reptile. Appreciate you, man. How you doing tonight, Mr. Steele? Fact. Humans are one of the few mammals to not have a penis bone. Thank you. Thank you. A very apropos fun fact from Erectile Reptile. Thank you for that. And how am I doing tonight? I'm doing decent. I'm decent. I'm a bit better now that I went live. It's good to see you guys. So thank you, Erectile Reptile. Appreciate you, man. I always appreciate it. Did you ever go on that date? Someone said Elon tweeted, I am on it, folks. We're going to break right over there to see what he tweeted. Elon Musk the second, that is. Looks like a reply. I don't see the tweet. Okay, I see it now. 7 minutes ago. And it says, hello, I'm Clark Kent. And it's in reference to that the Saturday Night Live appearance where he's on the news. And I'm just trying to figure out a decent reply to this. I got one. All right, I did respond. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Rick says if I couldn't keep it up for 4 hours, I'd go see a doctor. If you couldn't, I think it's the other way around. I think you're supposed to go see a doctor if it stays that way for 4 hours or longer, 3 hours or longer or something. Marcus, my German friend, good to see you. Good morning from Germany, Doge family. Nice. Good to see you, Marcus. Guys, you're listening to your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, coming to you live on a special after-hours edition of Steven Steele Live. We're talking about a number of things, one of which is Elon Musk the second. We're trying to figure out the meaning behind it. We know that there is always some sort of crypto meaning behind Elon Musk's actions. So we're trying to figure out what the second even means. I'm not quite sure what to make of it yet myself, but maybe we'll come to some conclusions together here tonight. Guys, if you haven't, take a moment to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. It takes a split second of your time. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's the number one thing you can do to help a new channel like this emerge into the tricky YouTube algorithm. So appreciate that. Secondly, if you're brand new here, I want to welcome you. To the channel and encourage you to subscribe. Hit the all button on the notification bell. And if you're already subscribed, hit the all button on the notification bell. It's super important, and you never have to wonder when I go live ever again. It's just, you'll know. Erectile Reptile coming through again with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Reptile. I just realized Elon's username changed. Did we figure out the new name means? No, I was just mentioning that. I'm not quite sure what to make of Elon the second. Some people theorize that it has to do with the 2nd of July of making a big announcement on the 2nd of July. We shall see. I'm not quite sure what to make of it yet, my friend. Not quite sure what to make of it yet. So, Something else I wanted to talk about tonight. A few more things. And obviously, feel free to keep shooting the questions or comments in the chat for me, guys. Sliding Edge coming with a $5 super chat. Sliding Edge, $5 super chat. I love it. Says, we follow that exchange between Mark Cuban and Robo Green the other. Did we follow that exchange between Cuban and Robo Green the other day? Robo challenged Mark on what crypto does better, and Mark replied with 13 items. I didn't cover it on here. So Robo challenged Mark on what crypto means, or on what crypto does better. And Mark replied with, 13 things that crypto does better than fiat. Okay. Yeah, I could check that out. I do really enjoy Mark Cuban's Twitter and response. So if it's not too hard for me to dig back and find there, we can look into it here. I'm on Mark Cuban's Twitter page right now. I'm scrolling back, see if I can find that exchange. I've already gone back a couple days, and I don't see what you're talking about yet. I'm back to June 11th. I still don't see what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm back to June 10th. I still don't see. Oh well. I'll check it out. Oh yeah, this goes all the way back to June 3rd. Yeah, that's why. I think I did discuss this at the time. So, yeah, these are actually some good points that he made. I don't mind talking about this. So, Mark Cuban was pressed to ask by Robo Green, name one thing, anything that crypto does better than its competitor in any sector. And this was Mark Cuban's answer. Weather insurance, money transfer. That's a really big one, actually, money transfer. Province for digital files, marketplace efficiency for digital content, personal banking, prediction markets, non-fractionalized banking, structured financial products, fractionalization of assets, gaming rewards, soon ticketing. Yeah, that's a pretty hefty list there. Pretty well executed list. Doesn't come as a terribly big shocker to me, as Mark Cuban is an extremely bright guy. Tiffany asks, if your girlfriend bought one of those plots of land in Scotland and made you the official lord, would you think it was cool or lame? I think it'd be pretty cool, personally. If a girlfriend did that for me, I'd be into it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Beef Supreme says off to bed. Night, y'all. I've never, ever seen Beef Supreme say off to bed before. It's my first time I've ever seen Beef Supreme say off to bed. Lord Steele. Lord Steele. I do like the idea. I do think it's a good gift idea. I think more men could stand to think of themselves as lords of their own kingdom, even if it's a couple square feet in Scotland. Yeah. Speaking of which, there's another topic I came along, and this is a topic I have been aware of before, but I just think it was an interesting thing to bring up because it's been on my mind more and more. I think it deserves a little airtime here, but it's about the rapidly declining rates, and this is all just data, guys. This is not opinion. This is just all the hard data is showing this, that there has been a massive decline in testosterone in men, particularly through countries in Western civilization over the last 20 years. The levels are just declining so significantly. There was most prominently 2007 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, and so that revealed a substantial drop in the United States, particularly in men's testosterone since the 80s, of about 1% per year. So, for example, that would mean that a 60-year-old guy, now get this is mind-blowing. That would mean that a 60-year-old guy in 2004 had testosterone levels 17% lower than those of a 60-year-old in 1987. So that's almost a 20% drop. And other studies are showing in Scandinavia have produced pretty similar findings. So we're talking about double-digit declines among men born from the 60s and up compared to those born before that. So people are wondering why this is. I'm wondering why more people aren't talking about it, because it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. And multiple European studies have shown that the sperm counts of men are sinking at alarming rates. And I don't think this is good. I don't think this is good. I think that I think this frustrates both men and women, because we hear about a lot of women lamenting that they can't find a real man, blah, 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 this, that. I think subconsciously many times what they're saying is they're not finding enough desirable traits that set off those primal instincts. And we're talking just to preface, this is, I'm talking strictly about heterosexual dynamics here, but this is, I think this is a multifaceted problem. I think the answer is kind of complicated, but it's definitely linked to higher obesity. We know that. That's like one of the main things that decrease a man's testosterone levels, obesity. So we know that in the United States, obesity has gone significantly higher. So there's that for sure. And I think it's the kind of job and activities we're doing too, and the kind of food and the crap and the chemicals that are around us that have just been increased so much over the last few decades. And then also, I think that there's a lack of purpose going on, right? Too, where it's really easy to dismiss the feelings and the standings of men. because I think right now we are in an era of what I would say over course correction from levels of inequality with the genders in the past, which there definitely was. But I think now we are in an over course correction, and consequently it's having detrimental effects perhaps on men, because we're seeing the economy shifting away from jobs that typically men are more built for overall, like manufacturing and real physical stuff, towards more sectors dominated by women. And then men are falling behind women exponentially in educational attainment and college. And so I think this has a very kind of defeating effect on men's T levels, right? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what more to say about it than that. I just think that but the good news is for us, for guys, is there are things you can do within your power to raise your T levels. It's not just like it's not like this fully genetically assigned thing where like those are your T levels. That's how it is. It's like, no, you can do something about your T levels. There's things you can do through your lifestyle, supplements, working out, getting physical, lifting weights, boosts T levels, that for sure. Soy actually does, yeah. Soy and beer does. The science does show does have a decreasing effect on your T levels, and it's one of those things too where, women get frustrated too, because just as the kind of primal instinct markers that most men anyway find attractive about women through their estrogen levels and things like that, it would almost be like women are like, overall, and I'm speaking in generalities here, please understand that, and I'm only speaking in heterosexual dynamics here. So I don't mean to leave anyone out. I'm just speaking of heterosexual dynamics. That men and women rely on each other's differences between the balance of testosterone and estrogen to create primal attraction. So when that gets too out of whack, I think both of the sexes end up getting very frustrated, and that ends up interpreting in itself in a lot of different crazy ways that I think that we're seeing. And I think people end up lashing out, expressing themselves over this frustration that they're not even aware of, right? So, yeah. Alan Schneider coming in with a membership. Awesome, Alan. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for joining the ranks. Thanks for crossing over into Team Green. Everyone give a round of applause for Team Green. And Sammy SW, I didn't see a sneak in there. Welcome to the show. Yeah. I mean, there's a balance. We are playing. We are, to an extent, guinea pigs to this digital world that we find ourselves in. We are still learning both the consequences and advantages day to day of it, right? So, but there are things we can do. I mean, and there are like kind of universal things that aren't even specific to either of the sexes for just maintaining healthy attitude on stuff. It's fresh air, sunshine, vitamin D. Even if you're not getting the sunshine, get your vitamin D. Things like this that just keep an overall healthy immune system and outlook on life. Thanks for Celeste. I didn't even know you were here, Celeste. Celeste says, thanks for how to become an alpha male chat, Steve. Yes. I thank you for that, Celeste. I try to approach these things nuanced, with my eye on the science, but, that being said, we are learning. I'm actually working on getting a guest on here because we are learning a lot more about the significance of vitamin D and how both two particular vitamins, iron and D, deficiencies in iron and D we are learning are behind so many diseases, so much inflammation, and inflammation really is often the root cause of so much disease, right? And I'm not an expert in this area. I am just a guy that just researches a lot and on his own. But we are learning so much about the importance of vitamin D, and from what I've been reading and researching, I think vitamin D is behind a lot of symptoms on how people feel, both mentally and physically, honestly. So I don't know, not to go on another tangent there, but I think what has happened is like I said, to circle back to that concept, I think we are in an era of over course correction where, there was a lot of gender inequality in the past. And so now we have been course correcting, and now we're to the point where it's an over course correction to the detriment now of men. And so we need to bring back a little bit of balance here, and start tackling some of these problems and not being afraid to be able to talk about them, right? But some of the most important things you can do is get your vitamin D. Myself personally, I've experimented with all kinds of diets, and diet is something that I've had to put front and center due to my health condition. And I notice day to day if I'm not doing different things for my diet. So make sure it's all very nutrient dense. I feel best personally when I do a lot of fresh green juice, lots of fresh vegetables, some red meat, some chicken, and some fish, and some good for you oils, like olive oil, fish oil, things like this, and then a little bit of like complex carbs. So I definitely feel better, much better when I stick to those things. And just so you know, I'm preaching to myself right now. But I could even go. Let's see, getting a lot of comments in here, sparking a lot of comments with this discussion. Men have to stop simping and bringing back some normalcy to the interaction. It's my take anyway. Yeah, I think you raise a fair point. So, and it's understandable why, and there's, and the women in the chat here, feel free to correct me, and please, any women, I want all of your thoughts on this. And as you know, I love having female guests on the show, and as often as I can. I really appreciate the dynamic. So, what he said, men have to stop simping and put some normalcy back in the interaction. Yeah, I agree. I think it's like a twofold problem where it's hard for women to be attracted to a man that's kissing their ass and opens an interaction out of complete subservience. I mean, how are you supposed to create a mutual attraction off of a starting point like that. You simply cannot. And I don't even think that's necessarily a gender specific thing. But I have noticed that it tends to skew that way more, where men are positioning themselves as subservient to a woman that they're interested in, and then they give out validation so freely. And women, I think, are so nuanced and up on this, where I think a couple things are going on. They're like, well, I don't have desire and attraction towards a man that is worshiping me right out of the gate. That's not attractive, number one. Number two, I think a woman is thinking, if this guy is so readily just complimenting me like crazy out of the gate without even having talked to me, that's not very significant. That doesn't really mean a lot. That means he probably showers any relatively attractive woman with the same compliments. So then it becomes very insignificant, you know. Steven Steele, Jordan Peterson. I don't mean to come across like any one person or figure. Just, trying to hear what you say, but it sounds like you're coming from a place of anger. No, not at all. I'm not coming from a place of anger at all. No. I'm sorry if you're taking it that way. Definitely not. Celeste says, not speaking for all of them, but I do enjoy the thrill of chase. Absolutely. That's a natural part of it, you know? It's a natural part of it. I couldn't agree more. It's the courting process. It's very natural. Jeremy says, I am better now, but it is crazy to find out. No cancer or gallstones, all organs functioning properly. Awesome. That's a great report, Jeremy. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, so, yeah, Unicorn Arcopia says, I find vulnerability attractive. I could see that. I think the reason why, if I had to speculate, why a woman would find vulnerability attractive is because it's honest, right? It's honest. Whether what you're expressing is vulnerability or brazen strength, just as long as it's coming from an unapologetic, honest place, I think that's attractive. I think that's attractive to women. Anyway, no, I appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts, though. So, let's see here. All these tokens that some folks in the community are creating are just hilarious. So we have Papa Dojo, one of the primary Dogecoin developers. He's been basically the main brain behind Herpes token, and then now we've got our very own Beef Supreme doing a Beefs token, and now there's a third one coming out. I think from the Above Wall Street guys and that crew. I forget what that one's called too, but yeah, it's just wild, man. And I don't know. I just think it's fun. It's fun to have these projects that are lighthearted but honest. It's the reason why I like the herpes token is because we know who's behind it, right? He's a solid guy. He's a Dogecoin developer. It's not going to be a rug. It's not going to be dodgy. It's not going to be sketchy. He actually already said that any significant amount of money that he would make on herpes token, he would put right back into Doge and Doge development. So I thought that was very cool of him. Not that he has to do that. I wouldn't have a problem with it if he didn't. You know, I mean, he created it. So I just think it's fun, and it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to be able to play around with BSCs when you actually trust the people that it's coming from, because there's so many dodgy characters that can be involved and that are involved in BSCs. So it's fun to be able to just kind of play around in that stuff while Dogecoin's trading sideways and until we pick up our next parabolic rise, right? They're fun, nice distractions, you know, and that's another reason why I like Ass Token as well, is because I know the girl behind it. She's become a good friend of mine, and it's a fun project that I don't have to worry about, you know, getting rugged on or something like that. Keemstar tweeted 3 mil to box H3H3. I don't know what that means. I know who Keemstar is, but I don't know what that means. Someone said Keemstar's the reason they jumped into Doge. Yeah, Keemstar still is big on Doge. I know he kind of swerved out of SafeMoon. I think that was like a month or 6 weeks ago. That was after the where it went like down in market value like 80% in like 10 minutes. Schmikey says Doge community needs to stop talking about a $1 target. It's actually the biggest demotivator is growth to new investors. You know, overall I agree. I mean, right now I think $1 is a great goal. It's a great goal right now to stay focused on. I think but it shouldn't be the goal. It's a great next goal, but it shouldn't be the goal. So I agree with you there, and I've talked extensively about this in the past, wherein I think once we get past that dollar point and people start seeing proof of concept in the charts, where they're looking at a $9, you know, Dogecoin, $10 Dogecoin, $15 Dogecoin. I think that totally and completely psychologically changes the game, right? Where people are all of a sudden like, wow, okay, $1 wasn't the end game. We've blown past $1. And I think at that point, the possibilities seem endless to the public perception and to investors. And at that point, I predict that the amount of time that it takes to get to $1 to $2 becomes significantly less than what it took to get to $1. And so I think the journey from $1 to $2 will be much more expedient than what it took to get to $1. Christopher says, got into Doge under 1 cent thanks to Keemstar on January 1st. That is awesome. That is awesome. I didn't even get in that early. Now, my sometimes co-host Nick Balls, he got in and he invested $10,000 in Doge back in 2014, so he's doing pretty well now. But I got in my earliest Doge investment. My very earliest round was at 2 cents, and of course, hindsight's always 20/20. I wish I would have bought all my rounds at 2 cents. Sammy says, as its highest total crypto market cap, Dogecoin needed to reach $8 just to match Bitcoin, and there was far more room to move once we crossed the bridge to mainstream. Yes. Guys, you've been listening to Steven Steele, special after hours edition. Obviously, this is your man, Steven Steele, discussing all sorts of interesting things tonight. Like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We're having a great time. And if you're new here, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe, hit that notification bell, join the community that we're growing here. The channel's about 2 months old now, but we have been growing very quickly for a channel that's just 2 months old. Crypto Batman actually had some really kind words for me on Twitter just yesterday about that. It really was cool of him to say, basically just expressing that he has been very impressed with the community, our community here, and that what's been built on this channel in a short amount of time. And that was cool. So props again to Crypto Batman. Great guy. Steve, do you have a Discord community? I do. I will put the Discord link in the chat, guys. Just give me a moment. I am getting that link. I started to type Discord and instead I typed Dickcord. I'm glad I caught that. Stay well, everyone, and have a great day. Best wishes from Germany. Awesome, Marcus. Thanks for checking in, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Always good to see Marcus. Hey, Nerd Shaman, welcome aboard. Welcome to the chat. Hey, Steve, do you have any thoughts on Neuralink? Just kind of curious. My thoughts on Neuralink, I mean, I love it. As far as stock or anything like that, Neuralink doesn't have a stock right now because it's not publicly traded, but I would, if they ever did form an IPO, I would be all about it. I'd be on that pretty quickly. And for those who aren't familiar, Neuralink is a company that has pretty breakthrough technology for the brain. I think it's very promising, and Neuralink, I think, has the capability to be able to make a lot of people walk that haven't had the ability to walk. And I've even heard about them branching out into understanding depression and things like that even more, and to be able to address those issues in very cutting edge ways. So I'm a huge fan of Neuralink. I am very impressed with Neuralink, and I hope that I hope they go public with an IPO. That'd be awesome. You should add the link to all your video descriptions. I think I do have it down there. Yeah, there is a Schmikey. There, it already is there. If you open the video description, all the text there, I've got my YouTube link, my memberships, where you join my membership link, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Discord. All of those links are in every video description, guys. So if you're ever wondering, that's where you go. That's where you go. And yes, I'm on Instagram. I've just started being more active on Instagram. I made a pact with Liv from Ask Token that we would both commit ourselves to being more consistent and on our Instagram. So I'm holding myself to that. Rick says, I slummed in Newport Beach for 5 years on a sailboat. Dude, that is wild. Did you enjoy it? It sounds like something I would do. Like, did you enjoy it? That 5 years is a long time to do that, though. I love the Newport Beach area. I used to spend some time in Newport Beach. I had a girlfriend there, and I'd stay by her quite a bit. And one of my favorite little restaurants is in Newport Beach. It's called Bear Flag Fish Company. And the one that I would go to was right on Newport Beach, right on the beach there. And they bring super fresh fish. I'm actually looking them up online right now to figure out what I like so much about them. Yeah, so they mix. It's kind of like a fusion, right? So I would go there. We'd get fresh coconut juice out of the coconuts there. The kind where they just put the straw in the coconut. And then we get fresh, like, pico de gallo and guacamole with chips. And then they also had, like, ahi tuna that was fresh caught that was almost like what would I describe that as? They served it up as also like a dip with the guacamole. And then also, I'd also get this burrito with fresh like fatty tuna, like a fatty tuna burrito with cilantro rice, avocado, pico de gallo, and salsa, and oh man, that place is good, man. Discord keeps telling me there's a problem, cannot verify. What the heck? Is anyone else getting that problem outside of Jeremy? Just let me know. Just let me know. Ceviche, that was the word I was looking for. Thank you, Scott. Ceviche is the word I was looking for. I see a few other people just joined the Discord server, Jeremy, so I'm not sure what the issue is on your end. Maybe, have you I don't know if you're on a phone or a computer, but obviously you have to download the app for your phone, and then you have to download the desktop app for, if you're on a laptop or computer for Discord. I couldn't get it open either, the Discord. That's weird, because I saw a couple people it just worked for, but a couple people it's not working for. Not sure what's going on there. Let me go into it again. Sammy says no issue for her joining. Let me put a Discord link in again and see if that's will help you guys. Yeah, and you also have to agree to some basic terms before being able to join any Discord group. Mine are like the most basic terms. My terms are basically don't be a super over the top a-hole. All right. Might have expired, maybe. I don't think it's not an expired link. I know Discord can be really weird about those expired links, but the one I put in there can't be expired still. Zombie Doge Army, you still online? Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am. We just ended up getting into some pretty great conversations, and you missed some great stuff, Zombie Doge Army. You're going to have to rewatch the stream, my friend. You're going to have to rewatch the stream. Tiffany says, I'm officially a lady. Okay, what made it official, Tiffany? What specific thing made it official for you? What's up? What's up, Mr. Hall? And Tiffany says, and yes, we want men, the toxic masculinity type. I'm not going to comment. I'm going to get myself in trouble there. You can say that. I can't say that. Yeah. Ooh, I'm liking those emojis coming in. I love the emojis coming in. I love it. I love it. So, is Elon going to tweet tonight? He tweeted about an hour ago. We know that, just a response to someone. But, this is still relatively early for Elon hours. But he has been liking, certain like Doge memes and stuff like that. And the last thing he commented on was just a little less than an hour ago, saying, hello, I'm Clark Kent. Let's see here, folks. He's been and what are you snacking on tonight? I'm snackless. Today it's just green juice, a green juice fast today. Gambia! Someone says. Doesn't Elon sleep like 2 hours a day? Essentially, yes. Doge for the Dogeanine. The Dogeanine, someone said. Yeah, guys, I'm just kind of freestyling. I'm out of material for tonight. If you got any questions or comments on the chat, I'll let it go for a few more minutes, and I'm happy to answer more questions, etc. Or else I'll probably wind it down. But look at this, guys. We went a whole show without any chart, and it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that sometimes. Sometimes we need a break from the charts. We need a break. My God. Especially when you're just trading sideways for really long periods of time. It's okay not to stare at charts all day, guys. It's okay. Space coin. I've seen a few people ask me about space coin in the past. Not sure what to think of it. Let's check it out. Let's check out space coin. SpaceX coin. Sorry. SpaceX. I don't see a website for SpaceX coin. I see a coin ranking. I can't find any information on it. All I see is I see a chart on coin ranking. That's it. Dogecoin should be SpaceX currency. I agree. Celeste says no need to look at the charts anymore if you're holding long term. Well, absolutely agree. And it gets boring. It's on, seen it, an ad. Elon was talking about SpaceX coin. Are you sure he was talking about it? Are you sure Elon was talking about this? Not this coin, but this token. I'm not sure about that. But I'm sure it's on MetaMask. I don't even have a website to evaluate it though. I had to buy Ethereum and buy it, and now it's on my Coinbase wallet. Sounds good, Zombie Doge Army. We'll see you tomorrow, my friend. What the hell's going on with AMP? No reason. Why is it surging up? I'm not sure. Let's look up AMP because I know several people in the community here have been bullish about AMP. I'm not in a financial position to be investing anymore right now, so I'm just I'm maxed out. So I'm on AMP's website right now, and I have been on this website before. So on the homepage it says AMP provides assets like CUSD. Wait, AMP provides assets like, and then it changes a bunch of different crypto, whatever. AMP provides assets from major cryptos with instant verifiable assurance for any real world application. Yeah, I've looked over AMP before. It seems to me that the utility is pretty darn good. Seems to me that this utility is pretty darn good. It is on Coinbase, from what I understand. It's on Coinbase and Gemini. Unfortunately, it's not on Robinhood or Voyager. But, you know, it's on all the smaller ones, too, like CoinGecko and FlashStake and MoonSwap, blah, blah, Bittrex. But, you know, they got a... I just followed them on Twitter. But I'm not sure why AMP is surging up when everything else is not. I don't know what to attribute that to. Hey, good night, Alan. Sounds good, my friend. Do you have any opinions on the future of Tesla stock? Well, yeah. Before you go, Alan, my opinion on the future of Tesla stock is positive, is great. My opinion is, if you can afford it, buy some Tesla stock and forget about it. Don't even touch it or think about it for a few years. That is my recommendation, sir. All right. Well, folks, I think I'm going to wind this stream down, but thank you again so much for tuning in to Steele Live, particularly for the after hours. I'm going to make an effort anyway to get back on the air at my usual time, 9:30 Central Standard Time, and we'll be having Nick Balls co-hosting, working him back in the rotation again soon here, among some other guests. But thank you so much, each and every one of you. Thank you to the couple of you who super chatted. Appreciate that. And to the couple of you who joined membership. And thank you so much for that. So I do plan on streaming tomorrow night at 9:30-ish p.m. Central Standard Time. So watch out for that. And you know where you can find me. On Twitter. I'm sure most of you already follow me on Twitter already. If not, all the links from the video description, whether it's for membership, YouTube memberships, Twitter, or Instagram, or Discord, all those links are there. So that's about it for tonight, folks. Great hanging out with you guys. Until next time, this is Steele signing out.